Blam. I didn't check that everything was all fine before I jumped over here. So watch me live edit. Anyway, welcome to the 8th episode of the book club campaign. We are here to fuck shit up and do stuff, and we still have plenty of stuff. So we can't really do that joke very well. I'm BurrowsRed, the Dungeon Master for tonight. And every Tuesday, honestly. I exist on the internet currently, but my talk is at the end because next up we have Terra, who's played by Friendoboi.
Heck. Hi, I'm Frendo, and I play Terra, the half-elf paladin of vengeance. Yes, I'm getting better every week. I I do and don't exist on the internet. I just kind of lurk around. And I write recaps of the episodes on the World Anvil. I'm a little bit behind because I have been busy photoshopping Barbie pool party mix into the hand of an Oni. So that took a really long time. It was quite a commitment. You'll understand. Anyway, that's it. Mel.
My dog is being a pest. So just ignore what I'm doing over here. And those weird noises. Hi, I am Maleficent. I am a streamer and a cosplayer. I play G, who is an Asthma Bard rogue. Also ignore what's going on under my desk. And I've lost my brain place, so, we'll just move on.
So I will take over the next bit. Tonight we don't have CarubiChips, who plays Attenborough. Wonderful person that they are. Sorry, my English just suddenly got very strewed and weird. Exclamation mark music. You can find out the music that Chips makes for these games. It's very wonderful. It's very good. Good stuff. Anyway, next up.
Hi. Sorry if you could hear me typing. I thought that I was muted. But hello, I'm Temi, your cat. And I play Friend, who is an Eldritch Abomination Warlock, and is going to ask a lot of annoying questions, so I hope you're ready for that, everyone. That's all.
Hi, I'm PastelSparkles, and I play Temi, the Circle of the Moon druid. And I exist on the internet doing things and stuff on occasion. Peace out.
And I'm Alishiera. I play Eludere, who is a Way of Shadows monk. Yeah, I also exist and stuff. I was making delicious baked goods that aren't delicious or baked because they're made of clay today for future projects that you can see on stream that I do every week.
Energy tonight is so chaotic.
Yeah, look, this is exactly the kind of mood that we need for tonight. So basically, this is what you get with us. It's a wonderful time. I highly suggest that you stick around. Is this a new part where I talk about reviews? Someone said that we're absolutely wonderful people and they can sign in at any point to watch us because we're all a good group and we all get on well together. So there's that recommendation coming direct from Twitch chat. Other than that, for announcement-y stuff, well, a kind of announcement, I guess. We so my body just went through a series of emotions just then. We still have the donation goal for the Shrek one-shot. Now, I will never stop talking about this because it's going to be fucking hilarious. Just so you know. Just be prepared for chaos. True, utter chaos. All that you need to know. Otherwise, before we get... Pardon me? Some dude's just trying to stretch his car out. I don't know, something. I think that's all that we need to talk about specifically for tonight. Though, I do want to make a mention of something. And I know that I said that I was going to talk about myself and then I was going to be like cheeky, like, haha, I got past it. But I do actually need to talk to you all about something. My Kickstarter only has 7 days left. Support my Kickstarter. It's for enamel pins. Please. I am begging at this point. But other than that, with that little plug, tiny little plug, unless anyone has anything else, good. We will jump into tonight's episode with a little recap of what happened last episode. Essentially, episode 7 was a lot of stuff at the Death Tower. So the new party members were able to pick up skills or languages, though all of them chose skills, and were able to sit and study in silence and able to increase their abilities a small amount and kind of just have a little bit of chill, relaxing time. For instance, some of the other characters also did some kind of more, like, decoraty stuff. I believe G painted her room. Temi read to spiders, which was wonderful, after doing a whole day of studying. And it was a really good time. I think that's essentially about it. Just learning skills, having a good time. It would be really good watching to kind of get a bit of an insight into each of the characters and the things that they like. So do highly recommend that. But essentially, doesn't move on much past that until the next day, where the party officially decides to move on to Northmount. Now, I'm zooming through the explanation of this, but essentially the party zooms on to head off to Northmount. They go through Pryland. I was going to say Butterhill. That is the wrong place. They go through Pryland, where Friend had forever frightened the owner of that shop, just purely to do a little, hey, how you doing? Hey, going, buddy. He absolutely shit his pants, gave them free food, and gave them free board. So, you know, there's that. Also, on one of the watches on the way in, so backtracking a tad bit, Temi saved a frog that had something stuck in its throat. It was croaking strangely, and it was very distracting. So everyone was like, we gotta deal with this. So Temi went up and dealt with the frog, and now there is a happy frog out there, happy buff frog, having a wonderful time. Terra also had a conversation with Friend, asking them kind of what general direction that they wanted to go with themselves, and they were like, you know, I just casually like to summon back my warlock patron back to the material plane, you know, no big deal or anything. Nothing big. Just a casual afternoon. You know, casual stuff. But the party eventually makes their way to Northmount, and as they're kind of reaching into town, just kind of looking around, going, right, I forgot that a lot of people here don't like us. Lucas, the Tabaxi Chaos himself, appears in the middle of the party and is just like, what we doing? Where we going? How we getting there today? And that is where we jump in on episode 8, with Lucas, the grey Tabaxi, just directly beside you, grinning ear to ear, wondering what the hell is next.
As previously stated at the end of last stream, G is going to jump from her horse directly to his horse.
Acrobatics check, my dear.
Thank you for making it acrobatics. Mildly better than athletics.
I feel like this is a good use of acrobatics.
Yeah, how hard is it to jump from one horse to the other? Because that is a 15.
Oh yeah, like I feel like for you, like that's a fine check. Like,
okay.
It wouldn't be like, you know, ridiculously hard. If it was Terra, it might be like, you know, maybe a little bit better than that, but I think for you that would be absolutely fine. It's like not like the most excellent, graceful thing, but like it's pretty damn impressive to everyone who's around you. Yeah, you're able to jump on the back of his horse.
And I am going to squeeze the cat friend.
He does that thing where like cats just kind of go still for a moment. He just looks back and he's just like, what? Warm greeting? I suppose that's good. We going somewhere, or are you just gonna hold me all day?
I'm sorry, this is me freezing at the frog that I'm looking at in chat. I actually, other than that, 100% do not remember what our plan is. I think we're going to find somewhere to stay, or we were gonna find Grankus. she would like not squeeze anymore, but she's still gonna sit there and she's gonna be
Yeah.
like, it's really good to see someone that likes us here.
I didn't say I liked you.
You like us.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for somewhere to stay, you know the bloody hammers already around. Bloodied hammers are always around.
Yeah, well, I'm not certain they like us.
Yeah, I don't think many do, but, you know. We all have people
But-
like that. It's fine.
It's not our fault that nobody likes us here.
Yeah, stick your nose up at him.
Oh, this is Lucas. This is this is Eludere and Temi and Attenborough. And she'll point at each of them. And this is Lucas. He saved our lives last time we were here.
Oh. Temi would extend, like, get close to Lucas to try and shake his hand.
Yeah, sure. Like on horseback too, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like an awkward, like trying to match speed for a second or whatever.
Yeah.
He'll grab your hand and he'll reach it up and go and kiss like your knuckles.
Oh,
Lovely to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
Eludere would do like the acknowledging little head nod.
He
but
does like a
she
fake
won't
like
move
cowboy
closer.
hat tip thing. And obviously we'll nod in Attenborough's direction as well. But yeah, what's plan? You do know that the Bloodied Hammer exists. You do obviously know that Grankus has a place that's not great, but he does have a place. What's the vibe? What you thinking?
Yes, what is the plan? Because we've never been here, and you know who doesn't like you, apparently. So
Everyone.
does that rule out everywhere? Have we got a particular place that they like you slightly less than hatred or something like that?
Well, when we left, the only person that hated us was the asshole sheriff man. And then there were riots, and people think that it was our fault. So honestly, we're just assuming that everybody hates us. We don't know for certain. It might be fine.
They don't know us. Me
No.
pointing at the new people.
No, that's a good idea. You can book us rooms, and we'll
can
pull hoods
sneak
over our
in.
heads and be inconspicuous. And she's gonna look at friend and their
I was gonna
huge hat.
I was gonna say it saying be inconspicuous. Eludere just looks at friend.
Friend is capable of it.
Why is everyone looking at me like that? Did I do something?
Not
You
yet.
just have a very large hat. Did you just say not yet?
Mm.
That's fair, I suppose. And should I take my hat off?
I think if we go, we'll just move as inconspicuously as possible, although an entourage of horses moving through the town's probably not going to be the most subtle.
Do I take my hat off?
Friend, can you change how you look?
Yes. But also no. Not by choice.
Not
But
at
it
all.
does
Okay.
happen.
Yes. Do you look different to when you were here last, apart from the hat?
I can't remember what I look like.
If you look
That's
like...
fair.
Oh, no, because you look like Ludan from the beginning, didn't you?
Mm.
So yeah, it could have been anything.
Mm. Well, I can help one person look different. if that's going to be it. Was there one of you in particular that stood out that was like you heard was the problem person in particular in the riots, or was it just kind of an even split of all kind of generally fucked?
The book
Terra
club.
punched the guard captain.
Terra, yeah, it's Terra's fault.
Okay. Well, and Eludere will like unclip her cloak, and she'll probably dismount and go over to Terra rather than trying to like sidle up on horse, but she'll flick it over her shoulders and fasten it. And say, just pull the hood up and think of someone else you would look like.
What if I can't think of anybody?
Try turning to me.
Wait, does Friend look like G today? Because it would be very funny if there were 3 Gs. Because then I could also cast Mirror Image and we could have 5 Gs.
I'm pretty sure I rolled pretty close to it.
That's not going to help us look inconspicuous if there's 3 Gs. I think they'll ask more questions.
We can't be the book club. We're a traveling circus of quintuplets. Okay, try looking like G. Try looking like... You can really try and look like any of us.
Oh, man. Burrows, can I roll something and you can just take the decision out of my hands? Because I have no
Okay.
idea. I think Terra's probably not trying to think about anything specific. She's just trying to like kind of close her eyes and.
All right. If you want me to make a decision for you, roll me a. Let's go a. If you were to be like, your brain's no thinky, would that be intelligence or wisdom? What do you feel?
I always fuck this up. Isn't it wisdom is
Street smart.
street smarts and intelligence is
Book
book
smarts.
smarts. So it would
Yeah.
be wisdom. I
I
think.
believe it's the other way around. But
Fuck.
because history is intelligence based.
Yeah, so
History,
that's book
arcana,
smarts.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, so intelligence is book smarts and wisdom street smarts.
I swear to
Also-
God, you just said intelligence was. I think I messed up those words in my mind. If you know what I mean.
You're
Like-
just confirming, Mel.
Okay. Yep. Yes. Intelligence being books and wisdom being like, because that's like survival and all of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
More of like your street smart. So yeah. Fuck knows, man. So in this case, maybe street smarts, because you don't need to be overly intelligent to remember someone's face. Let's go with a wisdom check for me. Just a general wisdom check with your +0.
Good thing I don't have to check the modifier. Okay, let's go this one. All right.
For the hell of
Okay.
it, let's make it a wisdom save. If ever there's a point where anyone loses their mind a little, it's a wisdom save.
That's way better. So it did that thing, when you roll and it's like good shit, like it tips at the last minute.
Yep.
It did that. So it's a 5, but I have a +8 to wisdom saves.
Nice.
So maths, 8, 12, 13. Yes, I think.
13 means that you didn't transform yourself into someone who is here. You didn't go to Northmount and go through a list of people that already exist in this town. But 13 is like not super good that you like are remembering something so different from here, if that makes sense. Like you're not like thinking of like, I don't know, your dad or something, and it just like makes it so much easier. Instead, let's say that you go with someone that you've seen in the last 24 hours. So we'll say it's not a party member, but let's go with I have 6 people in mind. Can you roll me a d6?
Roll a
Okay.
d6, pick a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Axis,
All right.
axis.
6.
6. A 6 would mean that you appear as Book.
We are not worthy.
So yeah, Terra stands there with silver hair that doesn't look all that dissimilar from what she already has anyway. And I don't know that the clothes change, but
The clothes
essentially
do
like
change.
okay,
It's
very helpful.
equivalent of disguise self being cast.
Right. So yeah, you have like the silver thread gone through your robes. Very nice, very tailored, very put together. Regular magic person. Dragon in disguise.
And did it work?
It did. Now, if someone touches you and she's going to reach up, she's going to knock like on her breastplate, they will be able to tell the difference. But, I mean, you look like Book.
I'll just try not to talk, and I'll just tell them I work out a lot. So it's it's just my muscles are so convincing anyway.
Look, but do not touch.
Someone
Definitely
goes
a
to
good
touch,
rule
Temi's
anyway.
like, flips. You touch her face. Well, that's one person. They don't know what I look like. They don't know what Attenborough Temi looked like. Hopefully, friend looks different aside from the hat.
I look like G, and G looks the same. So
I have disguise self, but I can't remember how long it lasts for. Oh, it's only an hour.
An hour.
An hour is enough for us to get
To get a
like,
room.
room at the
Yeah.
tavern. So I will cast disguise self on me.
Okay. So in other
And
words, friend is
now
gonna get in
only I
trouble
look
for
like
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
G's bodyguards.
Terra looks like Book, I'm going to look like a dragon as well. What was your D6 chart? How many of those were dragons?
Like what? Let's be real, like fucking 4 of
5
them?
out of 6? Oh.
Wait, it's 4,
Okay,
right? And then there was Ludan, and then there was the guy that owns Pryland's Tavern. He was
We
the
have
one.
5 dragons.
Yeah. Ralafia.
Oh, I
You
forgot
are
Ralph
Ralphia
existed.
now,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie.
Wow.
My boy!
Baby.
He's only new.
My boy!
I roll again if 3 isn't a dragon, but who is 3?
3 is a dragon.
Okay, cool.
Axis.
I think it would have been Ilyuana.
Hey.
Cool. We look like Book and Ilyuana.
Cute. Now you
Aw.
can kiss. Still in love. Yay.
So yeah, now you have nice long golden hair, gold threaded robes, the exact
Wait.
kind of mirror image to Book.
Is this the town that we rescued Ilyuana from?
No. Forward.
Okay, good, because I have a terrible memory and I really didn't want to be her there.
Also, she wasn't a human when.
Yeah, she was a dragon.
Like, never?
No, but like, you probably could assume that only bad people would know what she looks like as a human. Anyway.
Exactly.
Good
Oh,
point. Oh.
This is good. I'm happy to be Ilyuana if it's not that town, because yeah, 30-second memory. I wasn't taking notes back then.
That's all good. It was definitely Corwald, the bigger city. This is only like this is like the Wayala of the realms.
I had a real bad time in Wayala.
Oh, but there's a little bit of whiting fishing, mate. Oh, Venus Bay, bro. Just a bit of fishing, mate.
Actually, oh god, the Whaler actually stands up being like more of an industrial town and so. Oh god,
Yeah.
if I think about it too much, I'm actually gonna get concerned. But yes, you appear as such. It is just Friend who looks like G.
With more eyes.
They'll take their hat off.
To look
Which
more
just
like
makes it
G.
look more like me, really.
Yeah.
When everyone said that the hat was suspicious, so they'll put the hat on the horse in front of them.
Cute. The horse is just like, I don't know about this. But yeah. That happens. Does Friend have multiple eyes today? What do they? Do they have anything?
They look pretty normal today. As normal as you can as a bootleg version of another person in your party.
I love that.
Right. So, which way is the tavern? I guess you can kind of lead the way, and we can do the talking when we get there.
It's it's that way. So I'm practicing I'm practicing just in case. I don't think this voice suits his face, but
Perfect.
It's fine. It's fine.
it'll be fine.
We'll make our way to the tavern.
Lucas will just point out towards the road, and like maybe like 100 feet ahead of you is just like a tavern like sign. So it's on kind of the main road that you're coming in. It's on the northern part of the town. So yeah.
Is this tavern big enough that they have stables attached, or we have to find?
No, there are
lodgings
stables
for the
attached for
horses?
this one. It looks like this seems to be like the main tavern for the place. Like it's kind of the one where you imagine that most people would go. Like it's like the one that's more lavishly decorated and that kind of thing. You don't imagine it gets much better than this, except for like actual like royal or like noble quarters or whatever.
Mm.
It's still not like, you know, top tier, but it's pretty good. So yeah, as you approach the bloodied hammer, you see the hammer atop and it's got a jar of ale behind it. Really, I also forgot until this moment just how bogan I made this town. But that's fine. You're
It's
able
my
to
hour.
Yeah.
yeah, it really is. Oh god. You're able to find the stable hand and get your horses hitched and taken care of fairly easily as well. And eventually you can make your way inside, or how are you looking to do this? You sending in some at a time, or
Yeah, I think probably like Eludere and Temi maybe will go in together and just organize the rooms,
Yeah.
and
Makes
then
sense.
like kind of go out and get everyone once we have the rooms.
Makes sense, makes sense. You speak to the tavern owner inside, and you see that there are like quite a number of people within the tavern at this point. You're kind of nearer the end part of the day, so a lot more people are kind of just sitting here. It looks like they're like having after beer drinks kind of deal. But you're able to secure some rooms. They say, you know, to settle when you depart, but you can secure, say, 2 rooms that'll be next to each other fairly easily. Do whatever you need to. Head on back outside to tell the others, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll settle it up on the way out. But we have 2 rooms. Shall we go into them, or are we going elsewhere before turning in?
Can I put my hat back on?
Yes, friend, you can put your hat back on.
Okay, let's go.
Eludere will cast Pass Without a Trace just to like not draw at least unwanted sound attention of a group moving through.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And plus, you know, like you're also entering like a pretty bustling tavern too. Just kind of adds a little bit of extra layer on top of that. But yeah, you're able to move through fairly easily. For G and Eludere, who have the higher passive perceptions. What about you, Temi? What's your passive perception like? I know Friends is pretty decent, but I don't know what yours is.
15.
So just for G and Eludere then, you kind of hear, like, filtering through the sound in the room, you kind of hear like a, like, they sure look familiar. That one there, at least. And then this other, like, dwarf sitting beside him just, like, puts his cup back on the table, punches this guy in the shoulder, and he's like, "You fucking dreaming, mate. Nah, that ain't familiar at all. They look nothing like anyone I've ever seen before." And this guy's just like, yeah. Dreaming. has his drink. But otherwise doesn't seem to have aroused any suspicion outside of that. But you head upstairs, go to your rooms. You see that you have 2 rooms directly beside each other. Fairly easy to deal with, you know, plenty of beds, that kind of thing. There's no... there's no... There's no... What is the word I'm looking for? There's no one bed trope going on today. You have plenty of beds, plenty of things set aside for you all of that kind of thing.
This is probably going to go horribly, but I'm going to do it now before I forget. Before, oh god, this is going to be such a train wreck. My brain is just like, no, what are you doing? Stop. I would like to, as casually as I can, go up to the bartender and say, excuse me, I was just wondering, a friend of mine stayed here a while ago, Tylenol. He didn't leave a way to contact him or anything. Just haven't heard from him in a while. I'm definitely a guy. Didn't say that right, but you get the idea.
Yeah. I'm with you. The barkeep will just kind of look there, just polishing a glass at the moment, and we'll just look to you and... Oh, man, I haven't heard of that guy for quite a while now. I mean, he didn't really leave much for us. It's not really the kind of thing that we, you know, we don't, like, take contact details for anyone, fortunately. Also, probably can't just give it out to anyone who just asks, but hopefully find your friend.
He didn't leave any of his belongings behind at all.
No, I don't think so. If it is, it's in like a lost and found somewhere that, you know, we haven't looked at for a while. No one's come back to collect anything. If they have, I don't know, it's pretty full.
Okay, thank you, bye. Just trying to not talk for as long as possible. Believe the lie.
I love that for you. So as you go to head back upstairs, though, you realize that there are a lot of people kind of congregating near the counter. It would be quite an endeavor to try and weave your way back through the crowd. Did you go down there alone?
I think Eludere would have been waiting because she had PastelSparkles trace on. She would have been waiting for all stragglers. Because like once you're going upstairs, it's like that's your home safe. You're going upstairs, it's like out of the main eye. So she'd probably be standing at least still down on the tavern floor.
Yeah, so you do have someone down there with you. But yeah, you think it would be quite an adventure to try and get back up the stairs to head back up to the room. Oh, it just went like...
Can I try to, you know, like square my shoulders back. It's like when you're wearing a pair of Doc Martens because they have the really thick soles, or like just really chunky shoes, and you're like, stop, like, you know, kind of make myself slightly more physically imposing just to kind of weave through.
Except you don't make noise.
But, like, without the...
the posturing kind of thing. Okay, roll me performance then.
Oh no, alright. Okay. This is... oh boy. Why did I do this to myself? Everything's fine. Okay. Oh, you! 8? Because it's a 4 plus 4. Why is it always 4s? Why?
So yeah, everyone kind of looks to you and they're just like, look at this guy. You know, that kind of mentality towards it.
Wow.
Can Eludere try and weave through and like grab Terra's hand and do like that? You know when you're shopping at like Peaksies, like Christmas or something, and you do the kind of arm out and you just like weave through people. You kind of have like a directing push through people.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way, I am in a hurry shuffle.
Sure, certainly. That wouldn't be an issue at all. So if you will do that, would you like to roll me a... I don't know. I
I don't know if it'd be like even sleight of hand. It's because it's just like
Yeah,
the
sleight
gentle,
of
like
hand,
you know
maybe,
when you like
but
tap people or I don't know, acrobatic. It's just like
the
that
thing
leading, weaving,
is that
redirecting.
the check is mainly for Terra, so you would give advantage. So
Oh, I'm thinking like I'm trying to like push, like part the tide of people, like push them out of the way, and she's pulling Terra behind her. Was what I was envisioning.
let me think about this mechanically. Let me think about this for a sec. Let's go with let's just go sleight of hand. Sleight of hand sounds fine. We'll do that for you though. I flip myself. Oh, could you not?
23.
23? 23 is
Yeah.
certainly a good attempt. So yeah, you attempt. I make that sound so threatening. You don't have any issues kind of moving through the crowd. Just kind of pushing the right people out of the way that kind of manages to lead Terra through as though you're at a music festival and you're trying to get to the front. It's fairly simple for you to do that. And a couple of people just like throwing out some stray elbows, but you're able to catch them as you're going through and just kind of push them away. And a couple of people are like, oh, and then they look at you and they're like, all right. And they just go back to their drinking. But yeah, and you're able to head back up to the room.
Terra will sort of just whisper, "Thank you." Like,
A specialty of mine is getting through a crowd.
shall we?
Probably a
To
good
safety.
idea. Yeah. We quickly go back to the rest of the party.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you're pretty easily able to get back up to the rooms and reconvene with the rest of the party.
Who were you asking for? Who were you asking after?
There was a man, an elven man, named CatRoulette, the last time we were here, and he knew my fathers and told me more about them than they ever told me themselves, which was kind of embarrassing. But he just sort of vanished without a trace, I guess. I was just wondering what happened to him, but anyway, Barkeep wasn't particularly helpful, so
Well, we can keep asking. Maybe he's known to someone else around town. I mean, what's our plan moving forward? Stay here for the night and then move on? Or were there things that you needed to do while we were here?
well, I mean, I figured if we wanted to go pop in and see our friend Grankus, we could probably do that in the morning, and then head out to Serpent Lash towards the afternoon. Or I mean, it probably doesn't take that long to get out that way, but or we can wait to visit Grankus on the way back. I mean, well, I hope that there would be nothing bad enough in there. Also, is it weird hearing my voice coming out of Book's face? Should I take this off?
You can just pull the hood down.
Oh, okay.
And the visage will kind of dissipate as soon as the hood's flicked off.
Wait, I just have to try something for a second before taking it off completely, which will just kind of do like a like
Yeah, if you're concentrating on it to do it, it'll do it.
If it's working, Temi's like, wow.
Yep, it'll keep doing that.
Yeah. Thank you. Here, but I have that back. I would hope that there's nothing bad enough in Serpent Lash that would kill us. so that we wouldn't be able to say hello to Grankus on the way back, but positivity, we definitely won't die, so we can always do it on the way back. I don't think there's anything else we really needed to do.
No, not really.
Did
No.
Lucas come up with us?
I just assume he's with you.
I
Okay.
also just assumed he was coming.
Yeah.
Lucas, are you still a guard?
So you see him, like, he's, like, cross-legged on one of the beds, just, like, sitting there. I mean, not really. I mean, same kind of job, but I don't work for them anymore. Dude died. No guard required.
There's no guard
Nah.
anymore?
Well, they were informing us that there was some kind of riot that happened. Do you know what happened? Could you let us know the details of how it started and how they got implied to have started the riot?
It was kind of nasty stuff, but I mean, it was pretty basic. Old Ayla, that human dude you were dealing with, and Ellis, two of the ones who run the night guard, they... I'm gonna be honest, they kind of fucked you over, to be honest completely. Essentially, they turned around and said that you were off dealing with the Oni in spite of the guard's effort. You know, Ayla and Ellis were like, hey, these people came into town and they were dealing with the Oni, la la la. And the commander of the guard, old Dwali, he didn't like it. And he was like, oh, we don't need anything to do that. And then the riot happened.
They
Because
did!
everyone was angry.
Children were being eaten and they weren't doing anything about us. About it. They needed our help.
I agree.
How did that start a riot?
Well, because then the guard, when, you know, there was not a need for that, we could have dealt with it, la 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 la, and then everyone decided they'd had enough.
And then the cops just started hitting people. That happens. That's how I'm assuming it went down.
Nah, I cast
Nah.
the fire stone a little there.
Lucas.
Can't help it.
So is it the people or the guards that hate them, or both parties?
Ellis isn't all that keen on you. Something about when you came back and you dealt with the Oni. I don't know, there was some confrontation or something, I don't know. But I think that's more a personal thing than anything. Lots of people started saying that it was because of you guys. Because the only thing changed, really, was that you guys came in and then you leave and then suddenly there's a riot. But nothing substantial. No one really believes that.
So everybody doesn't hate us.
No.
Oh.
Just talk
That's good
shit.
news.
Just gossip.
How could you have started a riot if it started after you'd left anyway?
Well, I don't know, but we were told in a completely different city that we'd been causing shit and starting riots. Like, that was the rumor that we heard in a completely different city.
It's kind of like, you know, people want to believe something because they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions or something. I don't know.
Like you?
Nah.
Nah?
I'll fully own it. It was my fault.
The person that you heard the rumor from, did they have any affiliation with the guard? Did they have a reason to imply that you were part of the problem?
Out of character, I think they were just random party guests at a party.
It was a guy at a party who had heard it from someone else in the city, so you don't know exactly the affiliation to like where the original word came from. It's basically like Chinese whispered all its way to this random guy at the party.
I mean, I don't think so.
But if you don't know, they could be chummy with someone that's a guard and they heard it from there. Doesn't
And
mean
they
that
don't have a job anymore. I suppose they could want the most mediocre, boring revenge I've ever heard. But maybe.
the authoritative opinion and the public opinion don't always align, so could be fine. Could be welcomed back for all you know.
Do at least a couple of people hate us here?
Oh yeah, Ellis, again, very unhappy with you.
Oh, that's okay then.
Where
I'm
do
sure
they
there are
spend their
plenty that
time?
don't do, but like,
Why?
you know, they're wrong.
They're
Why?
wrong to not hate us?
No, they're wrong to hate you. They're just on the wrong side of things, that's all.
I don't know if anyone else picked it up when we were walking through, but there were a couple of murmurs that were fairly quickly dismissed about familiarity towards this party.
Maybe the dragons have been here before.
Eludere's just like looking at Friend's hat. Maybe the dragons have been here before. I mean, it means if you did want to ask around and get any more kind of information, get a pulse on the street, you probably could, or we can just ignore it and leave in the morning.
We can just ignore it. I think we can just ignore it.
Any kind of bad stuff is stuff that's gonna say in whispers. No one's gonna walk up and, like, challenge you to anything.
I mean, that could be
Theoretically.
interesting. We could start an actual riot.
I think that's probably not the way to go.
Well, no, not just for no reason, but
You'd
if somebody
have
does
an
come up and say,
alibi.
you bitches who started a riot, we could actually start a riot, and then our
I've-
reputation wouldn't be undeserved.
I think you might be confusing a riot with a brawl or a bar fight. A riot is like city-wide kind of chaos.
Yeah, city-wide,
Oh, we
very
know.
big bar fight. Not entirely located in bars.
Eludere just like looks at Temi and just like, what? Help me out here!
I don't think that's a great idea, but I
So
certainly
you
sound like you're
wouldn't like to
entirely
get into
opposed.
it for no reason. But if there
At
was a
first,
reason,
you're worried.
Oh, yeah, no,
about
it would
opinion.
ruin them if someone challenged us, but if we can avoid it, that would be the ideal.
So if there's no guard, who then keeps the peace, I suppose? Who has the power in the city now?
I do. Not just me. We do? I don't know. They sent some
Who's
envoys
we?
from the crown. We turned them away. Manage things just fine as we're doing now. Got a bit of a council going with the night guard. I have some say in it, but not a huge one.
Who's we?
The night guard people. Ellis and Ilar. Bohm's there too. A couple others, but they're not important. Keeps pretty fine as it is. As so far, at least. Stuff still get exported out. People are happy to go to work. Not really much crime or anything like that. So far. If there is a deal with it.
Hypothetically, if we did want to talk to them, how would we go about that?
I don't know. Find them in the pub, maybe? Some of them use the old guardhouses, but honestly, a lot of them are a lot of it's kind of empty. It's, not as many guards needed, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's their houses. I don't know that it's all that polite to just rock up to someone's house, but yes.
I mean, it also isn't all that polite to spread baseless rumors and slander our reputation either.
Well, you don't know it was them.
No, but I was angry with them for a good reason.
Sure.
So if Ellis wants to be angry at me, they can speak to me directly. I'm not going to hide my face tomorrow.
Go for it. Enjoy yourself.
Should I get the food brought up to the rooms? Yeah.
I'll help
Alright,
you.
Eludere's just gonna excuse herself from like the really awkward atmosphere. It's like, I'm gonna, introduce.
Sure.
Yeah, Temi will help you because I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of food to bring up.
Yeah, you're able to find the barkeep fairly easily, kind of order some platters and things like that.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
A picnic up in here.
So you also kind of get a bit of a glance at the bottles of wine and things that are on the drinks and such that are behind the counter. You see that there is everything else kind of has like a fine layer of dust. It's just kind of been sitting out for a bit. Like it just naturally kind of gathers that out there. But there's one that looks very new and unopened. And it has on the front it is essentially serpent lash wine. And it's like new and kind of standing in a position that's kind of like they're trying to face it. They're trying to sell it as best they can. But the bartender will help you out with the food as you like. Well,
Yeah, at recognizing the name, because it's like, that's where we're going. Oh my god, faded. So how much is the bottle of wine?
the
Seems
wine
to be
is
new.
about 5 gold. Yeah, we just managed to find some in our cellars. We thought it all sold out, but it's like it's still here.
5 gold. What vintage is this?
You see, it's from about 5 years ago, roughly. Which doesn't seem like all that impressive, but it was one of their best years. Serpent Lash Manor is the one that burnt down. Just a few months after this wine would have been corked and done.
Burnt down.
Yeah. Burnt down. Well, burnt is an interesting way of putting it. It's in shambles. Apparently haunted. I don't know. None of us have really gotten super close, but very good wine. No more will ever be made. Good bottle too.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Sure. No worries at all. And for buying the bottle of wine, I'll chuck in the food for just an extra 20 silver. And you're looking at huge plates and things prepared for that as well.
Can Eludere insight check that?
Yeah, sure.
If it's just generosity, or if it's just kind of wanted to sell the bottle of wine or something. She does have good insight. I think it's +7. +7. What's that? 15.
15 is enough to know that this guy just kind of was trying to do that thing where you give away a bunch of stuff that doesn't cost you as much so that the patron will spend more. Just a classic kind of sales tactic. No ulterior
Free
motive
garlic bread with your
there.
pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well, if it's enough that we can carry it up, she'll probably be like, it's fine, we can take it up.
It is. Certainly, you would be fine to do that as well. It takes a few minutes and eventually it's all compiled together. Then you're able to take it up.
And she'll toss him a silver as well.
Sure. Perfect. Excellent.
So that would be 5 gold and 21 silver.
Yeah. Lots of coins exchanging hands here. Or just 2 extra gold and 1 silver also works. Because
Wasn't it 5 gold for the
yeah,
bottle of
but
wine?
20
And then you're doing the...
20
Five-
silver would be 2 gold.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm just
Oh, so he did
flight
the
for
thing
no
as well
reason.
where he's like the marketing technique where you're like, and this much silver, not gold, even though it's the equivalent
Yeah.
value of gold.
You're on it. You're on it. But yeah. So you're able to do that and kind of pass that upstairs and head back up to the room. Is there anything that anyone wants to talk about while the 2 newbies are gone?
I don't
I
have
think
like
that went very well. You don't think that?
I don't think it went very badly.
I don't know if we need to start a riot, though.
Yeah, but like need to and want to are different things.
It could be
I
a
just
lot
think
of
we're owed like
hassle.
1 free riot.
Yeah, but we shouldn't waste it.
Yeah,
We should wait for a better time.
keep it in the bank for later.
Yeah. You never know when a city-wide riot might come in handy.
So Lucas, in charge of everything now.
Yeah. I mean, it's shared responsibility still, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure you do a lot of abiding by the general vote.
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Following the rules?
Certainly do.
Doing what you're told?
Of course. I'm a very good boy after all.
Yeah, you're not known for joining random adventurers and running. What did he do? He left his like shift halfway through to kill another guard?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Very good boy. The goodest of
To be
boys.
fair, he killed the guard that was going to spot you. So, like, you know.
I'm not sure that counts as good boy. I mean, G approves because it would have gotten them caught, but still, she's still not going to say it counts as good boy.
Gives me something to do. Much more exciting than being a guard.
Yeah, I can imagine. So no more Onis? That... I was going to say tower. What's it called? It's a T word.
What?
Tunnel! The
Oh, it's
tunnel
tunnel.
stayed collapsed. Nobody's
Yeah?
nobody's like been in there excavating.
Nah, I don't think
Haven't
anyone
heard
was
anything
going
else from
anywhere near
the...
that.
Haven't heard anything else from the cats or the ravens.
I got nothing to do with them.
I don't know, you don't have anything to do with them, but they haven't been causing problems since then, have
I
they?
don't think so. I think we had enough problems to deal with.
I don't think they care very much whether or not your problems are
Yeah.
their problems.
They don't really operate on a quota.
Well, nothing that we've noticed, anyway.
Now that we know you're in charge of everything, if you do notice or anybody brings a matter to you, could you let us know?
Or, like, cats or ravens wise, you mean?
Yeah.
I guess I do that. What's in it for me?
My eternal gratitude.
Oh, it means so much.
It actually, well, in my city, it actually kind of does.
Saying your city.
I'm very well connected.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's mine.
Not this city, my city.
I know.
I am very, very confused. Like me, out of character. Is he saying that my city is going to be his city?
No. You said
This city
from
is his
basically
city.
you went like from where I'm from. It means a lot, and he said, "Well, you're here in my city."
Yeah.
Right. I just heard. I didn't hear that you're here. I just heard it's my city, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So yeah, it's implying that while you're here, that means nothing, really.
You might not necessarily stay in the city forever. There might be another riot. This time they might actually blame you for starting it.
Maybe. Don't intend to get caught though, so I'll deal with that when I get to it.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Bro is being fucked.
I'm curious, Lucas. What happens when everything settles down in the realms and perhaps the crown decides that they'd like things to be more officially run again?
Then I guess we'll position to do this permanently. Things running fine. I don't see why anything should change.
Oh, that's fair. I was just curious, that's all.
Not intending on taking anything over or anything.
Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. So.
No conquering dreams from me, I can promise you.
So are you going to let us know about the cats and the ravens stuff, or do you actually... What is in it for you?
I don't know. Depends how I feel on the day, I guess. I'll probably let you know, though. I see that look.
I should certainly hope so.
Or I'll just build it up, get it in bulk, send off a bulk message every now and then, you know? Something like that.
I mean, by the time you have bulk cult problems, you probably have too many cult problems.
Yeah, then we'll probably have dealt with it. And then I'll send you a message and it'll just be all dealt with.
Oh, you're gonna deal with them.
Yeah.
You're gonna deal with them.
I will. I deal with them just fine.
Lucas, it is good to see you, and I say this in the most polite way possible. You are skilled, but you have no idea what you're talking about in regards to that stuff. Just trust me on that one.
Or
I think at that point, Terra's is like, well, probably like just, why can I? So I was trying to say like gently, like in a friendly way, like smack my hand like on the back of like Attenborough's, like let's go do sit-ups as bros, you know, in the next room. But my brain went smack, like, you know, like that's not the word. But I'm like, I don't. Anyway,
you smack Attenborough. Blam blam. Welcome back. We're here for the second part of episode 8. Just in case you're just dropping in now. These wonderful peeps. We're sitting in a tavern and about to have some dinner. But then we have some spooky plans for the next day. But yes, this will be the point where Temi and Eludere return with their plates of food for the party and also their newly acquired bottle of wine.
Look, the place we're going. Did you know it's burnt down, or burnt down adjacent, or is haunted
Yeah.
now, or is destroyed now, or is they didn't say what happened to it, but it's no longer functioning or existing?
Did we forget to tell you that we're going there because a ghost told us to?
Yeah, you did forget to tell us that.
I
Oh,
don't remember knowing that.
genuinely, I thought we told you that.
Oops.
To a friend.
Last
okay,
time we
well.
were here, we saw a ghost, and he was like, "Hey," and suggested that we go there. And we've been busy, but we thought, hey, why not? We've got a bit of free time. It seems like a good starting adventure for new people.
Wait, last time you were here, like in this town, in this tap, or just like in the vicinity?
You
We
kind of cut a little bit. I didn't hear that.
Oh, last time you were here, like here at the tavern, or just like in the general vicinity?
Oh, it was like on a street corner. It was just a ghost.
Do you often just take requests from random ghosts that you meet on street corners?
Actually, more than you'd think.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it was a good vintage, the wine. So
It's limited
I'm
edition
assuming
now.
I'm assuming if it's 5 years old and has been cellared, it's a red.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I
Just
was
gonna just
assume
open
red,
it.
so. 'Cause
You
white
don't
wine-
cellar a white for 5 years.
Nah.
That is just vinegar at
Yeah.
that point. Eludere's gonna open it and let it breathe and run through the little selection, whatever the
Sure.
guy told us that the food is.
Of course, yeah. You're able to
Raised in
find
plates.
all sorts of stuff in that mix there. Cold meats and cheeses and small little like asides there as well. Just everything that you need for a nice little dinner/snack. Depends how hungry you're feeling, I guess. But yeah, you get like the nice. It seems like a very pleasant scent from the wine as it's kind of sitting there to air. But yeah.
Oh,
And I-
Eludere will do the thing where you like, because it's been corked and cellared, just like try a little bit to make sure it hasn't spoiled. Like it was cellared in the right conditions.
Before you, can I divine sense the wine? I don't trust the wine.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. You
I-
can certainly divine sense the
Look.
wine.
Hang on, I don't know if it applies to inanimate objects, but I
I d-
say it does.
I mean, it's fine.
If the wine is a demon, you will be able to tell.
If it's celestial, you'll be able to tell too.
Ooh, ambrosia.
It could be hallowed. No, you can't. That's a location, isn't it?
What? Place or object?
Oh.
It could be desecrated wine.
Or it could be too.
Let's get desecrated.
Eludere's just like standing there with the bit in her cup, just waiting.
Yeah, so you cast Divine Sense.
Yeah.
You see the familiar, like, look around G that you know will appear. Otherwise, you don't sense anything. Suddenly, Lucas appeared. Nah, I'm joking.
A knife. Okay.
Am I
So-
good? I just wanted to make sure it didn't spoil. I spent 5 gold on this bottle of wine. I was going to just take it back down if it was bad.
I just in case it was evil. I mean, it is a place that a ghost told us to go.
Eludere tries. Is it fine?
Yeah. You have the wine. It tastes wonderful. Obviously, it could sit for a little while longer.
Yeah,
That
breathe.
kind of thing. But you definitely get a lot of really strong taste to it. It tastes lovely, especially if you're into more like full-bodied wines as well. It definitely is a very good like later night drink for sure.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we need to leave it just about half an hour or so, and it'll, aerate properly. But it seems fine.
So I don't know anything about wine. So I'm glad at least. I mean, G, you
Oh.
probably also know you're fancy. I would have just drunk it out of the bottle. So sure.
Nope, don't do that. Just a glass or a goblet, Eludere slides it like slightly away from Terra, just back under the
Everyone
table.
very suspicious of the bottle of wine.
Anyway.
Does it have apples in it?
No, we specifically requested no apples. They didn't seem to have mushroom juice, but they have like this mushroom pate, which is like paste, is mushroom paste, not liquid specifically. What? Sorry, you cut us a little bit.
That will do.
Yeah, she's like gives the mushroom pate to Fred.
Sure.
And like
Toddling James.
No, you don't.
Just staring across the room.
Time for bed.
Eludere like was pulling the bottle of Worcestershire out. She's like, "You've already finished it." Friends is like,
Oh, good juice. Thank you.
"You're welcome." Once it's been like a decent amount of time for the wine to aerate properly as well, Eludere will like evenly distribute it to everyone present.
Yeah.
Skull.
It's a very dark in color. Like you kind of it's pretty much the difference between like, you know, from memory, Shirazes are quite like light to look through, whereas you're looking at more something that's like quite a bit more cloudy to look at. But it still smells fantastic. It really fills the room with a very nice aroma. And as you're kind of pouring the bottle as well, you see that there's kind of like a mini little story on the back that kind of tells you a little bit about the vineyard. Well, but yeah, it tastes amazing as far as wine goes. If you enjoy a solid Cab Sav adjacent.
Like Pinot Noir.
Yeah, probably closer to that, I would imagine.
If you're saying a darker, full-bodied.
For sure.
Is it cold near Serpent Lash? Because that's Pinot Noir thrives in a cold climate.
I would imagine. Yeah.
There we go.
It'd be a lot colder
have
than
kids.
like you're more tropical a bit further south. So
I mean, does it say on the bottle, do they grow their vines on the original rootstock? Very important.
yes. They absolutely nah, I've got no idea. But it does tell you a little bit on the back about the wine, about Lord and Lady Serpentlash, who have lived there for a number of years together and decided to put together the vineyard and restore it from a previous family that have owned it since. So there is Lord Serpentlash. His name is fucking, where are my notes, my dude?
That's a long name.
Lord, where am I fucking...
Fucking where are my notes, dude? Serpentlash.
Lord Pratanus Serpentlash. And there seems to be like a small like visage of them at the bottom. It's kind of like two of those little like those filigree portraits kind of deal, but like kind of etched into the back. And Lady Mog Serpentlash as well. She appears to be a half-orc. He appears to be huge. Important. Very important.
Out of his league. Out of his league.
Absolutely.
He was very lucky.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, and it tells a little bit about them, about how they've restored the place for a number of years and that kind of thing, but also about how for this particular year, that Pratanus was mourning the death of his wife, and that he felt that this was something that he needed to continue with in her absence, as kind of an ode to her. In order to have this, and knowing of course that this is actually the last wine that was made there, kind of gives it that more like somber tone.
Did the guys tell you like what kind of haunted it was? Is like this guy's dead wife is haunting the place or something?
I don't think they were specific about it.
It's very vague.
I think our DM might be haunted.
By a cat.
So to get this straight, you met a ghost on a street corner. They said, "Hello, this winery is haunted." you should go have a look. And you said that checks out. We'll go do that.
I think he handed us like a coat or a handkerchief or something.
He disappeared and left only his coat behind, and our friend Ashton was very keen on keeping the coat, so I think he still has that. So if we're ever down in Charasef, we can ask him if he still has the ghost coat. But I think Lucas might have told us. Didn't everybody at that last party die or something?
Yeah, believe that's the
Something like
case.
Did you maybe want to mention that before we just drank this wine, that the last party that they threw everyone's dead now?
You checked to make sure it wasn't demon wine?
Yes, but I'm immune to poison. Are you immune to poison?
We'll find
I
out.
haven't tried it. Maybe.
Does it taste? Can Eludere tell? Like, does it taste like there's poison in?
Absolutely not. It tastes fantastic. Like, obviously, you know, like, as you're kind of worried about it, like, you know, you might feel your throat closing up and that kind of thing, but it doesn't feel like there's anything wrong with the wine.
It's like anxiety.
Well, she's not anxious, so she's immune to poison. So if it was poison, she's fine. But she is definitely watching everyone else for signs of poison.
For sure.
Temi gets out Goodberry anyway, starts producing.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And doesn't really drink wine, so just kind of like lemon.
Fair, fair. It wouldn't taste like, you know, it's like the first drink of wine that you've ever had, so like, you can imagine how that probably tastes for friend.
Well, I've tried it before. They know they don't like it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're
I will
gonna
mean
try it
like,
again.
it's not like acquired taste, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's friend's jam at all. Or juice, for that matter.
Friend likes all kinds of disgusting things, but for some reason I just decided they don't like any alcohol. So I'll spare you all from drunk friend forever.
Damn.
You just knew
For
that was too
now.
much power.
It would be unbearable.
But has
Everyone in
friend
the town would be
tried?
terrified.
Has friend tried mead yet?
Yeah.
Because mead is.
I don't know
delicious
why I
and
thought you were
lovely.
gonna say meth. The answer to both, I believe, is no.
Though I think mead would... No, it's not apples for that either. I was thinking cider. not
Mead's
mead.
honey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delicious.
Would they enjoy cider because they know that the apples get crushed up in it? So it's like eating the blood
Nah,
or
they're
drinking the blood of your
suspicious.
enemy, you know?
It's funny.
Fair, fair.
Wow. So, do we have anything that we're going? What are we trying to solve the haunting? What was the reason that we're going to this winery, except for the fact that a ghost on a corner told you it was haunted, disappeared, left its coat, which you don't have in your possession, to return to the winery, and we would have to go and get that off your friend if we wanted to get the coat.
What other reason could there possibly be other than a ghost appeared to us on a street corner and said, "Come to my house"? What?
Wait, so
What do you want
it
from
is
us?
it is the ghost's house. They said that was their house.
No.
No, I was paraphrasing.
Oh.
To be fair, I grew up in a house filled with ghosts. So I tend to, for the most part, trust what they say.
But they're your family, right?
No. Well, honestly, I don't know anymore. I don't think so. I feel like they probably would have told me, but then again, like, they didn't. I don't think they're all family. It's just a big old house. Those get filled with ghosts.
Also, the coat, it's in Ostelos. I think Charasef is quite far away, so we're not getting that coat anytime soon unless we learn to teleport or Ashton miraculously appears with the coat. Which, I mean, he could kind of turn into a demon, but anyway, not the point. It wouldn't surprise me if he could do that. I think that the child that we managed to get out of the tunnels, I think his family might have been descendants of people who owned or related or something to Serpent Lash. So it wasn't just the ghost on the corner, which sounds bad, but I mean, it's also probably not good to leave it haunted.
So what are we doing? We're trying to get rid of the thing? We're trying to solve riddle that
Not
we'll find out when
necessarily.
we get there?
If they're not bad ghosts, they could just be defending their territory. The people that have been scared by them may have been bad people. We're just investigating. Do you have something against ghosts? Do you not want to go?
No, ghosts are fine. I don't particularly have a problem with... I'm not super fond of undead, to be honest, but I don't specifically have a problem with ghosts. I just was confused as to what we're doing specifically.
Oh, you should get
'Cause-
used to that.
Yeah, I will be more astute at asking follow-up questions when an initial
not
idea
going
is
to help.
proposed.
To be honest, even though it is still work, this is kind of like a vacation. Well, I mean, for me anyway. It's, let's not think about the
Cults.
impending, very bad, cult stuff.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, investigate some ghost stuff instead.
Ghosts are pretty chill, usually.
Hopefully.
They taste good too.
I feel like that's a question for later.
I think that's a question for never. I don't think you want to know.
Well, shall we turn in soon then if we're heading off first thing in the morning? Get some rest.
Do we know how far away it is, Burrows? Like, is it a full day's travel, or is it a visit Grankus in the morning and see if he wants to come with?
Yeah, you could
Kinda.
probably do that. You're probably looking at like the better half of half a day, like maybe 2-3 hours to get out there. But like, you got horses.
And
Not
the
the
best
worst.
time to investigate ghosts is at nighttime, when they're out and active. So probably leave around lunchtime. We'll go visit our friend Grankus in the morning. We have a good explanation for how we met him. It does tie into everything else we've told you, as opposed to random street ghost. If that helps. You're just really gonna need to...
Accept a lot of things.
Yeah, like... think less about the details and just more about the big picture. Because the details... you're probably not gonna like most of them.
The details look really weird.
Yeah.
Certainly along for the ride, but I will be shocked.
Yes, I find that sometimes the small details can be what completes a piece, but I will try and be accepting that I will probably never know the whole story for most things.
We will do our best to explain, but some things are real hard to explain. Like, last time we were in the city, we got chased by a whole load of decapitated baby heads with, like, wings.
What?
Yeah. And just those kinds of sentences, they don't sound good. Even with the context. So we don't go with the context, and you just get the fun explanation, which is we were chased by little baby heads with wings.
They weren't baby heads, actual people heads. But...
Yeah, but they were kids,
It's
weren't they?
not better.
I thought they were.
no, they
I'm
weren't
like
kids.
not like actual babies. I thought they were like the kids that had been stolen.
They were adults.
Oh, I thought they were like big cherub heads.
Yeah, I thought they were kids.
No. So, let me just... I've got to remember how to fucking spell them. Vargul? They look like this. But essentially, the Oni was kidnapping the adults to make them into thieves. I just copy-pasted the emote. Not what I wanted. And so some of the adults were the ones that came back looking like that. Which is terrifying. But
Well,
Don't
I no. I can't speak for Temi or Attenborough, but I've been around for a while, so I've seen some unusual things. So you can feel free to be straight to the point about things, even if they are overwhelmingly bizarre.
A lot of bizarre things in the Feywild, so it's not easy to shock me too much.
Oh, that's good. It's probably gonna come in handy.
When you say bizarre to me, I'm curious. What's the most bizarre thing you've seen?
Gosh. Well, I mean, I don't know what's weird to you. You know how trees change their appearance depending on the season?
Yeah.
Well, in the Feywild, at least where I'm from, it's not quite the same. Like, it's not just leaves changing. It's like a vibe. And sometimes that's a lot for some people. For me, it's a Tuesday.
Do you change too?
Not really. Well, into into animals, yes. But not really.
Cool though.
also, you know, there is a tiny mushroom proof of things that happen in Feywilds too.
I forgot about that. My son!
Just still in fetal position after watching Friend in the most heinous way possible eat a bowl of mushroom pate. Just another Tuesday for Friend.
Correct.
Well, I guess we can... Do we have to go there at night?
It's when the ghosts are awake, so G says.
It's not that they're like not awake possibly during the day, they're just more active at night. And more visible. Generally.
Is there a problem with being there at night time that you're aware of, Terra?
It's spooky.
I'm just not entirely jazzed about going... It's a half-burnt, creepy old manor house with dark corners, and just maybe it would be easier if we're able to see, but then also if they're not out and about. But
I can help you see better in the dark.
You can see in the dark.
I mean, I can also see pretty much anything within 10 feet, which is surprising considering how little I seem to notice. But it's silly. But maybe we don't bring Grankus. I just don't want to endanger him, I guess. He already lost a leg to gods know what.
You do remember he was like a mercenary when we met him. He's not helpless.
But he
We're
also
not gonna
had
like kidnap him. We're
He
gonna
also
offer.
had- both legs.
He might be bored.
Could offer. Who doesn't want to go ghost hunting?
I suppose we'll find out. I don't know, maybe the wine has ghosts in it. And we'll wake up half ghost. I don't know. I think I'm starting to understand why I haven't had wine. Going to my head a little bit more. Anyway.
Well, if it is genuinely dangerous there, then we probably do want to be prepared that if something bad befalls one of us, that we're the ones that revive them first. If there's anything necromantic going on there, it can end pretty badly otherwise, from experience.
Good point. Good point. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I think this is a great conversation to be thinking about as I try to get to sleep. So, everything's fine. Lucas, great to see you.
Good to see you also. I suppose I'll head off, but if you need me.
If we need you, what?
If you need me.
Where do you live? How do we contact you?
Yes.
If you need me, are you all of a sudden psychic? Will you just pop up if we think your name really hard? Do we like say Lucas 3 times in a mirror?
Sure. I won't be very far away. The most interesting thing to happen to us here in a while. I won't be very far away.
The most interesting thing that happened before that as well.
You had a citywide riot.
It's been a while since then. 2 months is a long time.
For a cat, maybe.
A friend who is like 3 months old.
We can't do the whole
I'll be around. I won't be telling you where I live, because you may rock up to it.
Heaven forbid. Oh no, visitors.
I'm more the one to drop in on you. Alright.
I'm casting Lieutenant tonight, so we can't visit.
Climbs in through the floorboards. Alright, yeah, he'll head outside and leave the tavern. As far as you're aware, you get a bit of like a spot outside the window and you're able to see he walks out the front and then he's gone.
Forgot how infuriating he is.
I missed him.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of want to figure out where he lives just out of spite because he doesn't want us to know. Is anyone else getting that
Yes,
vibe? Like,
definitely.
I know,
Did-
right?
Sound
I
like a
could scry
challenge.
on him. How bad do you want to know?
Very
I mean, I was going to say that we could just follow him invisible, but spying is very convenient.
I would never want to get in the way of you having fun sneaking.
I do it fairly often, so it's fine.
Okay, I'll spy on him then.
Sure. Are you gonna give it some time for him to get back?
A couple minutes.
Sure. So you spend a couple of minutes waiting. I will just establish as well, is everyone finishing off the wine too? I say everyone, but who is still
Probably
drinking
not.
it?
I hate that you're asking, but yes.
Yeah, Eludere would still be drinking it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't chug-a-lug a $30 bottle of wine.
Can only go so far with 4 people
Yeah.
drinking, or 5, I guess, if Attenborough's drinking.
Well, apparently a gold is the equivalent of $100, so that's like a $500 bottle of wine.
But yeah, it was an Auntie Donna reference. I was
Oh, yeah. I more meant like, you know...
$30 bottle of wine.
Well, haven't you done well?
Nom, 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 nom.
I have no idea what's happening.
I don't know either, but I'm just going along with it.
It's
Get
okay,
cultured, gang.
Yeah, the Moon Sisters know it's happening. People of culture.
Leave the wine
She
out. do
resents
whatever.
this.
So basically everyone but Friend, right?
I think Terra would probably get like halfway through like the cup and then probably stop because I don't think she's ever had wine much, if at all. Like it's like it's like when you have tequila for the first time. I mean, tequila is evil. We all know that, but you know, probably was just like, oh, yes, hello tequila, we are acquainted. I think I'm imagining it's that kind of effect. So
Sure.
Not the
So you
whole
don't
thing.
finish it, basically. Makes sense. The three of you, though, as you finish off your glasses and kind of polish off the rest of the bottle, as you kind of get to the end, you kind of get a few like sedimenty dregs that you make up with the liquid. It's not unpleasant, doesn't really have much of a flavor, but there's definitely a texture there.
Wine with pulp.
Mm.
Still quite fine. Bad. Bottom. Baby. Alright, so now that a few minutes have passed, scrying. Please cast for me. I feel like there's a check. I always get this wrong. I think I just let you do it for free
Wisdom
last time.
save, isn't it? The person getting scryed on makes a wisdom save, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a wisdom saving throw, and if you, how much does Lucas shed?
Probably a decent enough that you probably have like some hair around.
Yeah, cool. I'm just gonna like where he was sitting. I'm just gonna like gather up like a little handful of hair. So
it in
he
your
makes
mouth.
a wisdom save at minus 10.
-10. Excellent. Well,
Put the hair in my mouth
then that makes it -4.
because everyone hates it too much.
It's the best though. But like simultaneously also the worst. Yeah, that's a -6. And technically
Cool.
you would have more of a negative as well because you're familiar with them, right? I don't know if they stack.
So
Yeah, they do.
it's knowledge or connection. I don't know if they stack.
I'm pretty
They
sure
do.
they do, because
They do.
everything is to make
Oh.
it easier.
Well,
like,
then-
the more you know them and the
Which
more
is
you have of,
modified
like,
by how
them.
well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. So it would be -15.
Would we be familiar? I don't know if we know Lucas well.
He saved our life
Depends.
and he sat in our bed. Best friend.
I think it's, like, isn't it
Love
familiar in the sense of you have, like, spoken to them and interacted with them personally? Because you can scry on someone that's described to you as well. So I think
It
familiar is you know
Knowledge
them, isn't
is
it?
second hand, heard of, which is they get a +5 on the
Yeah.
wisdom save. First hand, which is you've met them, and familiar, which is you know them well and they get a -5.
I feel like knowing them well would be like having had a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Friendly
Well, then it's
relations.
That'd be the way I'd
-15, so
rule
he
it.
fails by 11.
Yeah, -11.
Yeah.
Just really wanted
Damn.
it to be a super unimpressive
maths.
number.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. I can just see and hear him.
All right, so you see Lucas moving through the streets, still looking like he's a little ways away from wherever he's getting to. It looks like he's just gotten off the barge that kind of goes across the river. And you see as he kind of gets across to the other side that he heads towards the old guardhouse. There are no lights in the windows or anything to suggest anyone currently lives there. And he kind of sneaks his way into the back. And you see that just kind of like, with like quite lavishly decorated in one of the guardhouse rooms, like pillows everywhere, that kind of thing. But obviously very clearly not a home. He kind of sneaks his way into one of the guard rooms and will just like curl himself up on blankets and things and just sit there with like a few candles and stuff. Like it looks comfortable, but just not like a house.
He don't got no house.
He non got no house.
He's the big cat that makes all the rules. He should make a rule that he gets a house.
Maybe he likes his house. You do see him like stretch out comfortably and like just curl himself around and...
Is he purring?
Yes, he's purring. But he looks very comfortable.
Alright. I'll drop the scry.
Sure.
But everyone sees that, right? It's
Yeah.
I
I guess the way that we said it before, and if you're happy to go ahead with it like this, that you would be in your book.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's
I'm fine with
cast...
that.
You don't have the component thing because you use the gem, which would be a focus worth 1,000 gold. So then you just book to like broadcast it.
Yeah. Ooh.
So yeah,
I would use that as my warlock spell as well, not the gem.
Oh, sure.
Not the one that's in there.
But I think because it's attuned to you, you can still use that as a component. I'm fairly sure.
It's still like a focus, I think.
Yeah.
But I just mean that because I automatically get my spell slot back.
And also then you don't have to use charges, so yeah, that works.
That's what I mean. So, yeah. Very good.
That's what you see.
We should go to his house.
I do really like that idea based on the whole, I'll drop in on you. I think it would be funny.
Yeah, not because, like, there's literally any purpose to it. It would just be kind of funny.
I mean, if you wanted to have a power move, couldn't you also send a message to him and say nice and then explain whatever the room is?
Yes.
Yeah. Or
Nice
good, I don't have a message.
Nice assortment of pillows or something.
Yeah. Nice loft, idiot.
Would that embarrass him, though?
He shouldn't have set a challenge of not letting us know where he lives.
He knew what he was doing.
It's true.
Do you think he can get embarrassed?
Why couldn't he? Because he's a cat. Cats can get embarrassed.
I was thinking more, he's a little cocky, but that is a cattish trait, I suppose.
Those people get embarrassed the most.
I suppose I'm more worried about because he is sort of cocky. If we play our cards wrong, he also seems to have a considerable amount of power now that he didn't necessarily have before. I like him, don't get me wrong. I don't want things to be any more difficult here than they need to be.
Honestly, I can't be bothered doing it. I just think it would be funny. It can be like a prank that only exists in our minds.
Wow, wouldn't it be so funny if we did this?
Yeah. Everyone imagine showing up at his house and him being really embarrassed. And we did it.
I mean, we can always mention it in person if we see him before we leave tomorrow. By the way, your arrangement, something, yada, yada, yada. And then you can see his reaction to receiving that information as well. And then we're leaving anyway, so what's he going to do, kick us out?
He could scratch us.
then I could also punch him if he did that.
That
Oh, he's so
hurts.
cute.
Yes, but if he scratched you,
So
It's okay. You broke my neck once.
you did ask me to do that. And I quote, "Do it, you coward."
It's just a different kind of antagonizing. I'm very good at it.
Yeah. Shall we turn in for the evening then, or anything? Other pressing matters? Any critical pieces of information now that you've had time to mull over that you haven't told us?
No, good night.
About this? No.
Well, I'll excuse myself then. And Eludere will go into the other room.
Yeah, fair. Certainly, you can get yourself set up. Anything else for the rest of you?
If Terra didn't finish her glass of wine, G will finish it.
Get that same sedimenty feeling at the bottom. But otherwise, wonderful glass of wine.
Can't think of anything nighttime important.
Yeah, Temi would set up the little kind of bag bed for Toddlington on like a side table, and then would probably like look out the window to see if she can see the moon.
Yeah, I'd imagine from this point you probably could. It's probably a moon. Let's say it's a moon-facing window. So kind of like the
Beautiful.
moonlight kind of spills onto the bed from the position that you're at once you've like drawn the curtains open. It's a bit bright in there, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Makes you feel comforted. Is the main thing. And it's getting closer and closer to that new moon stage. Anyone else? Good to know. So, you rest for the night. Now I should double check with you, Mel. Will you be casting your tent, or was that a joke?
No, I will be casting the tent. Last time we were here and Oni jumped through our window.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then
I
after
figure
the
I should
Oni jumped through our window, there were the night guards that jumped through our window. Definitely a tent. People in the city have no concept of personal space.
You hadn't mentioned yet, and I was like, do I say it and remind you, or... and
No, sorry, I thought
otherwise-
because I said it before, I didn't want to repeat myself.
Yeah, that's why I
But,
figured
yeah.
I'd check. Good to know. You spend the time to cast the tent, and so you're able to kind of get it so that it encapsulates in that space there as well. So obviously, one of you doesn't need to sleep as much as the rest, but once you kind of all set her off into sleep, at least, it's a quiet, peaceful night. Chill, relaxing, a great time. So maybe a few hours in. Eludere, G, Temi, please roll me wisdom saving throws.
Wait, I don't think you can.
Oh, that one.
Oh no.
I must be conscious to grant the bonus, so no bonus.
And then question, is this a wisdom save against a charm-like effect?
No.
It's a 10 for Temi.
Good to know.
It's
+9. Woohoo.
19 for Eludere.
I have a plus nothing, so I got a 11, which I feel is not good.
Okay, that's good.
No, it's not.
I can't find. Roll this a couple of times. So, for Eludere, you rest peacefully. You don't sleep, so you kind of are in your trance-like state, and you're able to envision whatever kind of comes to mind, or just kind of rest and relax peacefully. The time passes without any incident. But for Temi and G, you take... I'm gonna get my computer to roll this, because that's too many dice. You take 41 points.
Curious.
Yes.
Spells and magic effects can't be cast into the dome.
They're not cast into the dome.
No.
They're already in the dome.
They're the wine.
I'm just double checking if it's something else. Not gonna
Someone's
take
throwing
it.
a cheeky fireball in through the window.
Yeah,
It's not a
like a
wisdom
hunter's
save,
mark.
but like...
Oh yeah.
All right. So yes, you take 41 points of psychic damage, and I need you both to do something for me. I'm gonna start with G. I need you to tell me if I was to say to you right now, wake up, tell me what is your best memory in recent memory.
Probably, I hate you so much. Probably the dolphin fountain with Terra when she's like, "Would you be my girlfriend?"
Okay.
I already got rid of my worst memory. If you're also getting rid of my best memory, I'm gonna shit my pants in anger.
Temi?
It's probably meeting Toddlington.
Oh, cute. That works well for you, at least. So, what has
Don't make me
happened to
forget
you
him.
both is as you kind of remember these memories, the memories come up and you remember the feelings, the happiness, the joy, the anticipation, all of the exciting feelings that you felt. Gee, that moment with you and Terra where you professed your love for each other. You see instead Terra's eyebrows furrow, her face angers, quickens, and she looks back to you and she places a hand directly around your throat and pulls back her hand for a punch. And suddenly it turns angry, harsh. Or you, Temi. You see Toddlington standing before you with his goofy grin, asking to come with you. And as you look down to him, suddenly his body just dissolves into mold. It seeps into the floor and stains around it. But then as you look to your arms, looking for where he went, your arms, your legs, suddenly small mushrooms with these giant red eyes start poking out of your skin around your shoulders and on your knees. And suddenly they just look at you and they're just with tiny sharp teeth. And as you do this, probably the one who, like, if anyone was to at all notice this, it would probably be Eludere, being that she is probably the least unconscious right now. You see two figures appear directly in front of Temi and G's bed. From G's mouth, see a small wispy shadow emerge, and a figure of an angry, harsh Terra appears in front, sword in hand, looking ready to fight. And by Temi, small figure of a mushroom with sharp teeth and dark red eyes looks out and sees you awake and just snarls in your direction. But G, Temi, after this point, you have this kind of like half dream state where you're half awake, you're half asleep. It's kind of like when you're still dreaming, even though you're very clearly conscious of your own body, you then fall entirely unconscious. And you are unable to be risen. Now, technically, let's roll for initiative. I have that whole moment and I rolled a nat 1. That's very rude.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
Are we
This
all-
dice is going in the bin.
You are all rolling initiative, whoever's in this
okay.
room, just so that we give you all like time to act and do things. Even though you're asleep, possibly at the moment. But yeah. Now, before, just to make things a little bit more complicated, you and Temi, G and Temi, are feeling what is called memory drained. You must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from any ability check or attack roll that you make. And you're fine with the rest of it because nothing else has happened. That's it. That is it. You just take a d4 from any ability check or attack that you make.
I rolled a 4. Why do I have to roll the highest now?
25 to 20?
20.
I have to find a pen. Jesus. The Eludere. 15 to 20?
16.
And remember,
Wait, do I
initiative
have
is
to-
an ability. Yeah, it's an ability roll, the initiative roll.
14.
Okay. Is anyone above 14? Okay, cool. 10 to 15? Good to know. Did we all roll really low? I think we did.
Yeah, I'm a 4.
5 to 10?
I got a
I got
7.
an 8.
8 for friend, 7 for Terra.
And Temi got a 4.
Yeah.
Was that minus your? Because it's an
No,
ability roll.
0.
Oh! That means that Toddlington and Terra, like the shadow ones, will act first. And then we have Temi. So Eludere, G, friend, Terra, Toddlington and Terra, Temi. That made it really confusing, but I promise that helps. Obviously, for the sake of this, Attenborough is not here. He is asleep. So far asleep.
Addy drank a different bottle of wine that didn't have ghosts in it, and he's just completely dead to the world.
Yep. Exactly.
Did we give Lucas wine? Did Lucas have any wine?
I don't think he did. Or at least, I
Okay.
think he walked out by that point. I don't know. Regardless, he didn't have any.
Okay.
I'm just putting the initiative order in our chat so we can see it. Where do the
Easy.
Shadow, Terra, and Toddlington fall in again? Sorry.
In between Terra and Temi.
Okay. Thank
Terra,
you.
Toddlington, Terra, Temi. Just to make it super confusing. But alright, the one who is semi-conscious right now is Eludere. So before G's bed, you see the visage of the Shadow Terra, and beside Temi's bed, you see the visage of the Shadow Toddlington. Obviously much larger than the tiny form of Toddlington.
Yeah, she'll just, because I'm assuming that we kind of have a similar arrangement to what we've had thus far, where like newbies one side, OGs the other kind of thing. So
I'm
I
assuming,
would guess
'cause-
that Temi is much closer to Eludere. Yeah, I think Eludere would just like immediately like grab her rapier and just like slash into Shadow Toddlington.
Just gonna
Evil
hit Shadow-
Toddlington.
Evil Toddlington. Alright, and as you do that, you're able to try and attempt to hit. Roll me an attack. Or multiple attacks. However many attacks.
I don't. What is plus? Oh, 25 plus
25 definitely hits.
10. I'll just do all 3 attempts against. Oh no, because she'll and then stunning strike
Sure.
on it.
Constitution save, yeah?
Yes, DC. I think it's only
I don't
15.
think
It's not
that's
super
gonna
high.
work. That's only 13. I
So
think that
it
works.
is. Yeah, that's done. It's 15 DC. And then it's D8. 11 slashing.
Okay.
And then go again. So 23 to hit.
Yep, that definitely hits. And was that with advantage as well for the stun?
Yeah, that was
Yep.
with advantage. She didn't roll super well.
Oh.
At 15 slashing, and then she'll do another key point flurry of blows. 27.
27, okay. 2 hit, yeah?
Yes. And then that is 8 bludgeoning, and for the sake of overcoming resistance, it is magical, in case this is ghost shadow Toddlington.
You are all good with that. So, yes.
Yeah. Just in case that's prevalent here.
Yeah, it is important to know.
And then last one, 21.
21 does hit.
7 bludgeoning, yeah.
Right, good to know, good to know. You've dealt a significant amount of damage, and the creature appears to be still, but you can kind of see this roiling energy behind it, and kind of this like dark cloud is like oozing from the top, and then suddenly you see one of its eyelids just droops, and you see this bright red behind, the same bright red color as the wine that you'd been drinking just.
Can she try and get the speaking of reaction?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she's gonna yell towards, if the shadowy figures are still present. So were they like just like kind of silhouettes, like seeing a shadow kind of thing? Because you said there were 2 figures,
Yeah.
or was that?
But they are
was that
definitely
them
like
emerging? Were they separate, or were they the emerging shadows of these 2 that then manifested into these shapes?
exactly. So they were
Okay.
obviously originally something smaller. Then that shadow was like them leaving the body and then becoming something else. So
Okay.
yeah, very much so, very much so. But they have like a corporeal form that you're able to actually hit, and it looks like underneath that shadow is like this like oozy liquid.
Yeah, she's gonna yell at Shadow Terra. The wine was only average. I would have paid maybe like a gold for it.
That's to the
Not
Shadow
fine.
Terror, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the Shadow Terra.
The Shadow Terror will just look its eyes directly at you, but you can just see the furrowed brow. You know, you've got the true like angry eyes looking at you from the side there. But yes, you are able to do that. Next up, we have D. You are currently asleep. What's the check that I was going to get you to do? Fucking. In order to wake yourself up, roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. That's a 12. Put that down. I need a 20. Okay, well, it's disadvantage. One of them was a 19. The other one is a 7. Plus
Oh.
perception is 17.
-4.
Yeah.
But -4. No, not -4, -2. I got a 2. Temi got a 4.
Wait, sorry.
Do you roll it every
It's a
time?
D4.
Yeah, so do you
Wait,
roll
I
it?
roll a
it's
D4 every time.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just from the first number. Never
I
mind.
think it
all
sounds
the
like
time.
Bane kind of thing.
That's
Similar.
a 1. So it's 16. That's better than
That's
last
not bad,
time.
that's
I
not
like
bad.
that.
That is enough that you are able to awaken and take your turn. You do feel very groggy and very out of it, and you obviously see Terra's shadow visage in front of you. But what?
Hi, baby.
Lucas wants in. Or out, actually, but he's not getting that.
I am going to use my bonus action first to disengage. Then I'm going to yeet myself across the room and mirror image. So now there are 3 Gs,
Okay, sure.
which is harder to hit.
certainly. So you're going back further into the room that you're already in, or the room where Eludere is awake and fighting?
I would want to like get into, like, kind of, provided it's not like a one square doorway, to the doorway so I'm closer to like everyone.
Sure. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, you're more than able to do that. It is still close quarters though, because obviously your tent only extends for like 10 feet. So you're still very close to the Shadow Terra. But you can kind of step and maneuver your way so that you'd be roughly about 10 feet from it, so not in melee with it.
Yeah.
Sure. And what was the second part of that? You disengage and then...
I'm casting Mirror Image.
Mirror Image, right. So yeah, your visage kind of takes on that whole like kind of look to it. It makes sense in my brain, I promise. Was there anything else?
No.
All right. It appears that everyone
Actually,
else...
no. I'm going to yell, Terra, what the fuck? As I run away.
Sure. You certainly can do that. Friend, can you please make me seeing as you are currently unconscious, can you please make me a perception check with advantage?
Oh, okay. One of those is a 19, and I have +7. 26.
Yeah, that's easy. Absolutely fine. So yeah, you're able to awaken and see these two shadowy forms there. I would imagine that Terra's one, the Shadow Terra, is closer to you, but you do see Toddlington in the other room absolutely getting wailed on by Eludere.
Oh boy. What's this then? Is G in the room? G's in the room with you, right?
G is in the other room.
I thought you were
she's in the
directing
other?
that specifically at Toddlington. I am in between rooms.
Yeah, but the
trying
door
to
is
be
still... The door is still within 5 feet of Terra, so we said like you'd be like one side in. You could be like on Friend's side instead if you want. The friend doesn't wake up entirely alone.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I don't
you, can,
mind.
you know that they're around.
Well, my friends need to be punching these ghosts, so I'll get in on that
Sure.
in a magical way. I'll cast 3 Eldritch Blasts.
Do you even rise out of bed? You're still prone in bed, just like...
Just laying down, like sideways, like, okay.
Technically, I think that would be good for if they try to hit you, but...
Yeah, okay. I rolled a 1, a 15, and a 19. I have plus 7.
Yeah, so 2 of those
So-
hit.
Yeah. I can't remember what my damage die is. A D10?
I think so. At this level, I'm
Sorry.
pretty sure.
I thought I would remember by now.
We don't fight that much. Only every now and then.
Why didn't I put the bookmarks in where my spells actually are and not where they were aesthetic?
It's a D10.
Yeah, it's D10. Yeah,
Aesthetics are important. That's why.
most important. Okay, 9, 4, and 1, and they're all +4, so yeah,
Alright, perfect.
9, 4, 1, +4, 3 times.
And
whatever
is that
is.
towards Terra or towards Toddlington?
Yeah, I guess towards Terra. She's the one closest to me.
Okay, sure. Okay, so 2 of those hits just go and connect with the side of Terra there. And you see that the shadowy form just kind of absorbs the spells. Not in like a resistance kind of way, just that it does clearly do damage, but it just the kind of innate look of it is they're spooky. But you do see the kind of oozy nature of underneath that kind of seeps out from the points where you've hit. But yes, that is your action. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I'm gonna lay back down.
Fair. Remain prone.
Yeah.
Fair.
All the covers up.
Yeah, just like up to here, just peer over, be like, okay.
I would like to stay here.
Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. You certainly can do that for sure. All right. So then next up we have Terra. Please roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh boy. We know. Well, I mean, I'm asleep, so the goggles aren't gonna do shit for me there, are they? Dreamland. So.
Can I put forward a suggestion? 2 people have now yelled the name Terra. One actually at Terra, and one at not Terra, but it's still the same name. Could she potentially get advantage on that?
Sorry,
or just make it a flat?
That is correct. You should have advantage. The only ones who have disadvantage are Temi and G. I gave advantage for the rest of you for the voices. So yes, thank you.
Well,
Correct.
I mean, thank you.
But now specifically get extra advantage for G calling out your name.
Okay. Well, the first one I got was a 14, so it wasn't actually too bad for me. But and just like old times, the second roll was a 4 because of course it is. Why is it always 4? I've been cursed by a witch or something. I just know it. So yeah, 14.
It is just not enough. Like the slightest, like the literal, like one more point and you would have been awake. Terra lets out kind of like a big snore at that point and turns over. Not that Terra would normally snore, it's just kind of like, you know, those night noises where you just start making weird mouth noises. And you just move over. I'm sorry. But it does move on to Shadow Toddlington and Shadow Terra time. Toddlington is stunned, so is unable to do anything, but you just kind of hear this like gargling noise coming up from its throat, like it's trying to growl. But Shadow Terra instead goes to attack. I'm going to say it will go for G, being that G will be the next closest. And you see these kind of where the Shadow Terra is attacking with a sword. Instead, you see that sword is actually some kind of strange liquid instead. So even as it goes to reach out towards you, it kind of bends in a very unnatural way that isn't at all like what steel does. So that's a natural 20
like a
for the
rubber
first
larp
one.
sword.
Yeah.
The what?
Natural 20 for the first one. And the second is a 21.
They will both hit.
Alright. I need to calculator again. They put like small dice and then make me roll a bunch of them, which is really not helpful.
How many hit points is G on? Because you lost like 40 whatever before.
34.
Oh no!
Oh no.
28 damage, bludgeoning damage for the first hit. And that is 5 psychic damage for the second. Roll it again. Oops.
I have 1 HP. You might as well not.
Well, the second hit hits. I highly doubt that it will be more than your negative, like, whole health. So it does mean that you fall properly unconscious this time.
Yeah.
But that is all that it is able to do, I believe.
Wow.
With Friend, it's gonna.
Oh
do
shit!
It.
Yeah,
It's
do
a part
I
of
wake
it.
back
It's
up
part of
with
it.
the book?
Technically, yes, because yeah, you would. So you go to fall unconscious, and you would awaken back up with the book in hand. But the creature will then look to you again, and instead, looking before you, you see its eyes connect with you, and this line between you both shoots out and connects. I need you to roll me another wisdom saving throw.
Nice. Please be nice. Okay. Okay, given that the other save is a 15, I feel like this is borderline because this is a 15.
That is a fail
Okay.
for this particular one. Give me a moment. Roll the
No, you
damage
can't have a moment.
first.
You have 3 seconds, and if you don't tell me exactly what's wrong, it doesn't happen. I'm gonna
37
just like, oh, this
psychic
can of
damage.
soup didn't scan properly. No
30s
damage, no charge.
Can I finish my sentence?
No.
37 psychic damage against you.
I'm unconscious again.
I need you to give me another good memory.
That's the only one I can fucking think of. Probably something to do with ghost grandma.
Okay.
But I can't think of exactly what. We woke up from that weird dream sequence and she was like petting my hair. Probably that.
All right.
I think that would probably be the nicest grandma memory, because then she proceeded to ruin my life.
Ouch. So then as you look out and you feel yourself falling unconscious, as you lie on the ground prone, the last thing that you see before your eyes flutter away is the visage of your grandmother now, before you in pure clarity, patting your head to the side and just moving your hair outside of your face. And then she pulls on your hair and drags you 5 feet across the floor and then just places your face directly into the ground as you fall unconscious. But that does mean that instead of a D4, it's a D6 from any ability check or attack.
Oh shit, yeah, no, actually, I didn't minus it from that 15, so that would have been a 12 anyway.
Okay, fair. That's
Very
still
failed.
very much a fail. But that is Terra's turn, or Shadow Terra's turn. It is now Temi's turn. I need you to roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
So it was a 3 and then minus the D4, it's 2.
Oh, Temi, you are very much still asleep right now. Poor thing. All right.
I'm dumb.
You have some very frightful dreams. It's kind of a very concerning time. And you're not like restful in your sleep, essentially. But Eludere, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
She is going to, because Shadow Toddlington is still stunned until the end of her turn, so she's just gonna keep trying to beat the shit out of this little
wailing on
shadow
him.
gremlin thing. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like someone give it to you on this little mushroom thing. Natural 20.
Mhm.
That's with this sword. I probably should have said first hand, but like the reviews for that is 19 slashing.
Okay.
That's a 1 and a 19. Fortunately,
Oh.
29.
yeah, that hits.
I've had like 3 nat ones in all of these rolls, so it's good that she's had advantage. 14 slashing.
Yep.
And then she'll another key point flurry of blows. 22 to hit.
22's hit does hit.
12.
12. Sure. That's 12 damage, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot apparently. And then yeah, I guess again. 25
To hit, yep.
Yeah. And then that's 11
Yep.
bludgeoning.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll keep point again to try and re-stun it. Yeah, which technically she would have done on everyone, but I don't actually know how, because it's like to the end of her turn, but you can stunning strike again and like lay a stun.
So the first save at least is a 24. I'm guessing it's a save.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you want me to keep going with saves, or what do you want to do?
So she's using... Yeah, she'd use another one, I think.
That is a 18.
That saves. One more. I don't know. I don't want this thing to hit Temi.
That's a 21.
That saves. Yeah, she was stopped. She was safe points.
Ouch. But it looks like it's barely hanging on. You see that shadowy form that's like kind of formed like a weird kind of carapace to the top? It's kind of melted away a lot, and it's just kind of this oozing mass underneath. That's kind of semi-resembles a mushroom shape now, but very much is almost indiscernible from the original. But yeah, that's your turn done. G.
Sorry, as well, 'cause she's got movement.
Mm-hmm.
It's feet, but can she move herself so that she is like? I know she probably can't get between because because she got dragged between G and Angie Terra.
Angie Terra.
She'll move, yeah, because the ghost grandma dragged G 5 feet, didn't it? When it arose, or was that just in the memory?
Which like technically it's for flavor, so if that's gonna be a different thing, like
she just wanted to interpose between the Terra that two-shot, because she doesn't know she took psychic damage beforehand. She just saw two-shot G and G fell, so she wanted to like...
I will say that you can occupy a space of an ally if they're unconscious, so I'll allow that. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter how far they've moved or not. But yeah, you definitely can stand directly in front of the Shadow Terror there. G, I need you to roll me your first death saving throw.
None of my dice have been particularly nice to me today, and I'm having a crisis about which one I should pick. That one. You don't add anything to a death save, do you?
No. It just has to be 10 or more for a success.
Well, it's an 18, so I actually did.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's
an
good.
18
I just wasn't sure if I could make it better.
Nah. You can't make them better. There's nothing saving you now. Between you and death. Joking aside, as you kind of have fallen to the floor and you have that last visage of your grandmother there, in her kind of ethereal form as well, and then the horrific image as she changed to... Now instead you're in an entirely different place. This time instead you're walking up to a grand temple with bright lights around you and an amber glow that emanates from the end of this long series of stairs that lead up. And you're slowly but surely making your way up, and you feel presences behind you, is the best way to put it. You feel that there are people following you, and people are kind of like, it's almost like continuing or egging you on to head on up. And as you're kind of continuing, you see that your clothes and such, you're in your most formal and fancy attire as you can, and your skin, the Asimar glow that you have, is emanating as brightly as possible as it can around you. You remember your friends. You remember Eludere, friend, Terra. I mean, obviously Terra being more than a friend, but you know. And Attenborough
Terra
too.
doesn't count in this list. She's not a friend.
Yeah. But each of the book club, at least, you remember them. And just as soon as you remember them, you see them at your side. Terra to your left holding your hand, friend to the right holding yours, each looking and smiling up at you as they lead you up towards this grand pantheon that appears above. And as you roll the success, you look back down, and it's like you're looking through the clouds back to the bloodied hammer. In contrast, dark and gloomy beneath, but feeling a pull to head back there. So, that's a success for you. Friend, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
My friend's dying.
Yeah, your friend's dying.
Yeah, cool. I guess I'll cast Blight on the... Oh wait, actually, I have I look normal today, but I can do a thing. To remember which thing.
If it's Ray of Sickness, I feel like you always get gypped and you're not ever able to actually use it.
It is, it's Ray of Sickness.
Oh, sick. Wait, that wasn't meant to be. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Is that a save?
I don't know, I didn't write it in my book because it's not a regular spell. No, it's a ranged spell attack, which is good because I'm lying down, so I think it's at disadvantage. I guess I can sit up.
Alright. So what was it again?
It's a ranged spell attack, so...
Oh, I'm a dickhead. Yep, you said that, and I'm just like...
You fool. It's a 12 plus 7.
12 plus 7.
19?
Okay, sure. That does hit. 17.
Very good. So they take 2d8 poison damage.
Oh.
Which is 11 total.
Alright, perfect. And that's towards Terra? Like the
Yeah,
shadow
I thought
Terra?
that would do more damage, so I regret that. I should have cast Blight.
Certainly, you can do that for sure. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
Is using the gem is also an action, isn't it? Like the blessing thing, right?
Yeah, because I think all of the spells in there are action spells. I don't think there's a bonus action spell.
Yes, I feel as though I have misused my turn. I'm going to lie back down.
Angrily pull up the sheets. For sure. You certainly can do that. But yeah, next up we have Terra. Please roll again. With advantage, you're hearing the scuffle at this, or like you would hear the scuffle if you're awake. So advantage on your perception check. You were looking to beat a 15, in case you didn't know that.
You would have thought I would have woken up by now, right? You would have thought maybe I'm just like, no, I'm fine. Bloody son of a nutcracker.
Even to be nice, for the round, I'll make it 14. So that, like, it'll go down by 1 every time.
Watch me roll a 13 now that you said that. Come on, you bastard. Okay. Wait, just in case. Ha! You suck. The first one was better. You're going over there. 15.
15. We didn't even need to lower it or anything.
Didn't even need DM pity. I got there in the end.
You awaken. You see the shadowy visage of G's grandmother in her big, exquisite dress, pressing G's face into the ground as she is unconscious. And you see the shadow form of Toddlington absolutely getting wailed on by Eludere, but in significantly worse shape. He looks like he's barely holding on.
Wait. So, there's Shadow Link, Terra, there's Shadow Todd, and there's now Shadow Grandma as well.
Correct. Oh, no. So there's no Shadow Terra. So Terra has transformed into
Morphed, yeah.
Grandma.
Right, okay. I was like, wait, well, there's another one.
Sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. Okay.
Could you imagine? I'm just like, yeah, sure, let's throw these more than 100 hit point monsters at you and keep regenerating them every round? That sounds great.
Oh boy. So I'm guessing because I haven't completed a long rest, my spells would be the same as they were.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. That's cool. Dope. Okay. Okay. I really hope this works the way that I hope it does. I am going to cast as my action aid. I'm going to cast it at 3rd level. But the wording is, so I choose 3 creatures, but I'm not going to choose the shadow creatures because that'll be whack. But it says each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration. So it's not temporary hit points. So it doesn't get rid of those if you have any of those. But I'm casting it at 3rd level, so you're going to get 10. So
Right.
So G will. I mean, if I'm reading this correctly, G will
It
have
said
10
current hit points, so
Yeah.
that does make sense.
Yeah, so it's a hit point maximum and current hit points, and it lasts 8 hours.
Sick.
Yeah. So I will cast that on Temi G, obviously. Friend's still in bed, but that won't protect them forever.
Yeah, friend
But-
is still in bed, but they're like right next to creepy grandma.
Yeah, and they're a bit squishy, but I don't, well, I mean, it's okay, I'm finally awake. You were trying to cross the border. No, brain. God damn it. Yeah, and friend, because they're a bit squishy. So yeah, there you go. Huzzah. So that's my action. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any fun bonus actions? Yeah, sure I do. For my bonus action, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity Vow of Enmity. I'm going to use it against Grandma, because I'm guessing she's within 10 feet of me.
Yeah, she
so
would be.
I will get advantage on attack rolls against her. And that is my. I'm gonna get up out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably
so
get
yeah.
in melee with them as well. I'm
Oh yeah,
guessing.
I'll get in melee
Yeah.
with Grandma. I mean, I know I probably don't have my armor on, but
You have it on for this purpose.
my pecs so
You went to
strong.
sleep with it on, or you have magnets now. Very cool magnets. That you just like straight
Or
on there.
diet.
Like Iron Man summon your armor and it's just
Yeah, it's if you like properly took the time to take everything off, it'd be a problem, but like regular sleeping is just like magnet. But yes, certainly. You can definitely do that. And do as you wish with that one there. But do you mind doing? Sorry. It is now their turn. So Toddlington, the Shadow
Wait.
Toddlington. Sorry, what?
I have a question. If that's giving me 10 HP, is that waking me up, or will I just eventually wake up with 10 HP when I pass my saves? Because I'm gonna pass my saves.
Do you naturally wake up when you? What is the wording for you actually regaining consciousness? I will have to
I
double
thi-
check, but I think it would be right.
I think you would. Well, because because it says like your hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 10. So I would hope.
An unconscious creature regains consciousness when they regain any hit points through healing, or they naturally regain 1 hit point of consciousness after 4 hours. So yeah, you're fine. You would wake up.
Okay.
You would still be prone, but you would still wake up. Because technically that would count as healing, I think. So, yeah. Sure. So yes, you would be awake. That does mean that Toddlington, the Shadow Toddlington, will take its turn. And as it looks around you and looks to the figure of Temi on the bed, you see, and it sees that obviously the Eludere has moved away. It's no longer stunned either. You see it move its hands together and squish its palms together and then move them out, and then its body descends into the floorboards beneath it as the visage of a twisted Feywild appears within 150 feet of this room. So outside, all around you, within the room, and extending into the other rooms as well, you see this twisted Feywild bullshit happening, but very clearly kind of wrapped around the room that you're currently in. Kind of almost like it had transplanted the tavern into like it got overgrown in the forest or whatever. Like that's kind of the vibe that you're getting. But instead it's got more of those like mold spores and those demonic mushrooms, but clearly aren't actual creatures moving through. So essentially the terrain around you is impacted. But that will be all that it does for its turn. Grandma, though, having seen that G is awake, but having Eludere directly in front, and then Terra directly behind it, it's gonna not know which one to go for, but it will eventually go for Eludere being directly in front of its prey currently. And it will attempt to attack you twice. I highly doubt it's gonna hit, because that's only a 12.
Yeah, I miss.
And the second one is a 22.
That does hit.
Too many dice. I don't want to do the maths again. That's not much. So that's solid 9 plus 3. So that's fucking 12 bludgeoning damage plus... Ooh. Rolled that off the desk. 8 psychic damage towards you with that second attack. And it will also attempt to do its thing. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
12, 20. And we gets the plus now that
Plus
Terra's
4.
awake as
Yes,
well.
correct.
That is 20. Then
20. That would be a save. So nothing appears to happen to you there. And just to recap as well, the shadow form of Toddlington had dispersed through the floor, in through the floorboards. You saw its body compressed itself to fit within the gaps in the floorboards. Only a small gap, only about an inch wide, and it just went straight through. Next up is Temi. You are still asleep. Please roll me a perception check with disadvantage, but it is only a 14 this time.
And I'm still minusing the
Still minusing the D4. Yep.
Bruh, it's a 1.
Oh,
I rolled
no.
a 19 and a 5, and then I rolled on the D4 a 4, so 1. Pain. I'm just asleep.
You're
I love
very
this for me.
truly asleep. You're just having some really wonderful dreams. They're great. They're wonderful.
Are they?
No, not at all. Your hand reaches out in your sleep and you feel it touch the top of a mushroom, and you instead feel your hand is taken over by this spore dust that kind of settles on your hand, and you see it in your dream, and it just brings you to the point of screaming. It's absolutely terrifying at this point, but you are still very much unconscious. Eludere, it's now your turn again. Way back up to the top of the initiative round.
So, can Eludere, is there like, you can see where the evil Toddlington like absorbed into the floor? Is there a trace of it left, or it doesn't, like it's completely changed? Like, is there a targetable something of?
So it's like completely grouped its way out of the room.
Turned it into like the Feywilds in the room.
Yeah, if you would like to kind of get a bit of a vibe, you sense something's off about the room. If you would like, for a free action, you can roll me an investigation check.
Can I be a pain really quick?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I didn't want to interrupt. Earlier when, was it the Shadow Grandma attacked Eludere?
Yep.
How far away was the grandma from me?
Like
Are
5
they
feet?
within-
I'm guessing if you're in
Yeah.
melee with it.
Okay. Could I do a sentinel attack against that? Because it's an attack against Eludere.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it's the, yeah. Sorry.
And you would
I didn't wanna
technically get
interrupt.
advantage because Eludere would be flanking as well.
Flanking.
Okay. Do I have my sword?
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah. You have
I'm
your
happy
sword.
to
You have your
punch
sword.
it.
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay.
We were
So
strict
be
on
it.
the armor and swords once, never again.
Oh my god, I have advantage. I rolled 2 18s. Whoa.
Nice. Don't.
That's
Too bad it's
so
not a
weird.
20, and you're just like fucking.
Oh my god. Cut a ghost's head off. Okay. So that would be, 28 to hit.
Yeah, easy.
So, that is 10 slashing damage. Yes, I can do maths. And 2 radiant damage.
2 radiant damage. So what
Yep.
was the full damage? Sorry.
So 12 total.
12, and then 2 radiant damage.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, that's
10
including the.
slashing
Okay.
and 2 radiant. Sorry.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay.
I will say as well, just in reference to what is saying in chat, the Eat Memories one would have taken you down probably like 30 points anyway, and wouldn't have been one that was avoided by your mirror image. Oh no, they could have. Nah, have your spell point back. I will not be annoying. We
16
can...
was the investigation as well.
Oh, 16? Oh, fuck. The... in character sheet. Oh. 16, you said?
Yes.
Looks legit. It doesn't feel like the Feywilds, but you do definitely feel at least there's been some, like, something has happened to bring this terrain around you.
Like a illusory terrain kind of thing.
You can't be sure, and you can't discern the difference.
Okay. Well, she will just beat the shit out of this grandma then, hopefully.
Fair.
Square up, grandma. And it'll be with advantage, wouldn't it? Because we're flanking.
Yes, that is correct. That is also correct.
29.
29.
And that is 12 slashing.
12 slashing, okay.
15.
I think 15 literally just missed. Yeah, 15 just misses.
Rolled a nat 1 and a 5.
Dang.
And then she'll key point. And for shits and gigs, the first one that hits, she will try stunning strike.
Okay.
Just not got heaps of key points left, but
Oh, that might be okay. That's 11.
that she's stunned. It doesn't give us extra advantage, but Grandma is stunned until the end of Hilladere's next turn.
So stunned. You've done something vulgar.
Yeah. And then key point, another 15, even with advantage, but should take another swing. Nat 20, okay, that makes up for it. I rolled so shit, and then this is a 19 and a 20 on this roll. This is like literally one nat 1 and a 5, and then a 3 and a 5, and then a 19 and a 20 in the same roll. Can they have been over 2 rolls? God.
Yeah, be more
so that
random,
is-
dice. Jeez.
No. So she rolled an 8, so it's 16 plus 23 bludgeoning.
23 bludgeoning?
Yes, on the crit.
Ooh, okay. Good to know, good to know. It is looking quite disheveled. And it is looking quite sore, but it is not dead. You can see it's kind of falling apart in pieces. Like, even the sword that it holds up is slowly just becoming ooze in its hand. And you're just seeing it just kind of dissolve into this, like, red liquid in front of you, in between the little bits of shadow that you can see as well. Was there anything else? It is also stunned as well.
Because it's stunned, actually, yeah, she'll probably move back towards Temi now that
Sure.
Terra's and already like on Grandma. She can't do anything, but she'll be like, damn it! Yes, please shit.
Your mic fully just noise gated out that whole thing.
Yeah,
it was just
it's
like
that's
nope.
probably how Eludere is like. So much. There is so much death and pain happening right now. How is this woman sleeping through the? She hasn't got an action that she can shake her legs.
I feel at least this is worth enough that, like, you know, it's you've spent the time to take the movement to get away from there to go and wake her up. I feel like that's worth enough that she'll at least have advantage, or like it'll be like a flat roll when it comes up next.
Use her movement to get real close to her face.
Forget the wiggles. Wake up, Temi.
Gee, it is now your turn, having been awakened and with one extra spell slot.
Yeah, honestly, since I've been hit so much, I was considering using that now to actually maybe not get hit later on. But I think what I am going to do instead is bonus action disengage if it's still right near me, and yeet,
Sure.
because also I think Eludere is standing over the top of me, which only works if I'm still prone.
Was falling on.
It
It
is.
was?
It is stunned, so it can't take actions and reactions. If you have something else with your disengage, just so you know.
I don't think I have anything else for a bonus action, but that's good to know. Oh wait, I could probably healing word myself, but that's a thingy. Anyway, most of my stuff will get like a whole load of people, which is a pain in the butt. So I think I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers at it, and I'm going to do it at 3rd level.
Okay.
Which is, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Dice fucking love sixes. Wisdom, you said? Wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Casters. Shit, wisdom. That's a 7.
Yeah, that's a fail. So it's going to take, I get an extra d6. I have to roll one of these one more time. 6, 5, 4, 1, 1.
6,
Okay, 6 plus 5,
5,
4, 2.
1. What was the last
17
one?
points of psychic damage.
What was the last one? The last
I rolled,
dice.
the last one was a 1. So it was 6, 5, 4, 1, 1.
You know what? Exactly. 115. Gee. You look into the face of your shadow grandma, who just before had been stroking your hair, being very sweet, before very quickly turning on you. See, the visage of this shadow grandma is falling apart and into pieces, and looks to you with fury and anger in its eyes. Now you take it down.
Using the usual way that the Dissonant Whispers works, it's like a G note that gets louder and louder and more discordant. And if she's like falling apart, like am I like dust?
Kind of,
She
yeah.
kinda,
Like
like,
there's like the outer
dusting?
shell is dusting away, and she's just becoming like a amorphous ooze underneath.
I would like the outer shell, as it's dusting away, to kind of just all at 1 second as it hits like the note crescendo, it just all goes poof, and she just.
Yeah, that is essentially exactly what happens. The only added extra to that is the bright red, vibrant ooze slowly turns to grey and ash as well, and slowly dusts away also, clearly showing that dead. And it is at this point that we will end for tonight. Unless there's something that anyone wants to everyone's looking at me very strangely. But it is 10:30.
Wait, isn't the other one still alive?
Yeah, the
Yeah, you
Feywild.
just have... Yeah, but... I'm currently
gotta
with
go
you.
out and get it.
For the purposes of this, it is out of combat. You
Okay.
have exited initiative. So, like, if you did choose to follow it, you could certainly go after it. It's just that that might end up in an extended chase scene, that kind of thing. If you are wanting to do that, let's save that for next week.
Can Eludere at least just actually wake Temi up?
Yeah.
Please.
I'm so sorry. What happened?
I don't know if it can leave.
What do you mean?
If it's a physical thing, it can't leave
The-
my tent.
Yeah, the tent.
Yeah,
Any
but you don't
it
have a
says-
bottom to your tent.
Yeah, they don't have floors.
Oh,
And it went through the
right.
floorboards.
Still feel like that's cheating.
Also, I think it can leave.
Nope. It says, creatures and objects within the dome when you cast a spell can move through it freely, but nobody else can enter or exit. Or it says nobody else can enter, but presumably they also can't exit.
The creature was
If they're
inside
not
the
allowed in.
dome, technically. If it was inside you, technically did start within the dome.
True.
Regardless,
I
it
feel
did
like
go
the
through
tent
the
is not meant to
floor.
be used in this way. There's not supposed to be dangerous things in the tent, and you keep putting dangerous things in the tent.
I know. Last time it was a cloak. This time it's weird wine stuff. But that is episode 8 for this week. I've been BurrowsRed. I hope I have been at least. I'm the Dungeon Master for tonight. I have some wonderful players with me as well. Starting off with Terra, who's played by Friendoboi.
Hello, I am the shell that remains of Friendo. Pastel just put a gif in our chat of a guy saying I'm straight up not having a good time. Me too. Because I'm just the angst of next week of, gee, what's wrong? And then her memory of, you know, like us telling each other we have feelings is... Anyway, it's fine. I have a week to cry about it. I'm Friendo. I played Terra the half-elf paladin who is sometimes an evil shadow, but not on purpose. Thanks for hanging out. In case you missed it at the start, I'm working on stuff for the World Anvil, !world in chat. And... Yay. Mel!
Hello, I am Mel. I play G. Yeah, straight up not having a good time. But I do stuff on the internet, and you can find me in random places and stuff and things. I'm really contemplating chat, and I'm not happy about it.
Sorry, that is me this week. I am speaking on behalf of CarubiChips, who's not with us tonight. They play Attenborough. They are also responsible for the music, so !music, and you can find out all of the stuff that they do. They also do lots of other cool things as well. But that is just something to keep in mind too.
Hi, both of the cats have climbed up to the top of my cupboard, so I don't know if they're gonna be noisy. They're just like making weird noises. Anyway, hi, I'm Cat or Jimmy. I play Friend, and yeah, I'm not doing a lot at the moment, but if you like my art, then that makes me happy. Very good. That's all.
Hi, I'm Pastel. And yeah, I'm straight up not having a good time right now. Man. My head is gone. I do things on the internet, sometimes I stream. But most of the time I vibe. And here I love my friends and I'm scared. So that's me.
And I'm Alishiera. I played Eludere. I do things on the internet. I am back to a proper stream schedule, which is good, and I have some fun stuff coming up for spooky season, which will be fun. So you can just find me at Alishiera, anywhere that I am on the internet. I think Eludere's the only one having an okay time, because she got to beat ass on a couple of things and finally shook Temi awake, so that was pretty good. But she should have let that stupid little skank-ass mushroom get away. She should have stayed and killed it. Now we're in a topsy-turvy, upside-down Feywild bullshit that we've got to deal with next week.
Alright, perfect. So, I've been BurrowsRed. The only thing that I will leave you with tonight is check out my Kickstarter, or... I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about that. But do go check it out if you like it. If you don't tell me, because I will cry. But we will be back next week, and we're gonna go have a great time. I can't think of anything super important to say on the outros. We will be back next week. There's no issue with that. We have chocolatiers this weekend, so that'll be good too. I think, other than that then, we're gonna go say hello to GM Workshop. They're doing a Twitch Plays Wild Beyond the Witch Light. So I think it's like a Twitch Plays D&D, essentially, which seems very cool. So hopefully that's really fun. So when you go over there, send doots. That's the best way to do things. If you really enjoyed the show, feel free to come and join the Discord, where we talk about spoilers and things, and very cool stuff. And just generally vibe. You know, if you just want to talk D&D, tell us about your characters. You get to see ours every week. But yeah, we'll head over there. Be very lovely, be very nice, send our doots. And otherwise, me and all of these wonderful players will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.